Yeah, I think you've already testified in it already, but I can see the hand of God in your life. You know, shape shifting and putting things into practice. And you know, you talk about that crash too, man. And you know, people thought you should have been dead, but you're still here. And one thing that I have learned, I've been walking faithfully with God, as faithful as I can be. I can say that faithful I could be for like 3 years, for 3 solid years. But I've known about God my whole life. And even though I've been walking with him, you know, just for 3 years faithfully, I could see his hand when I was, you know, 9 years old, 7 years old. I could see his hand in my life, you know, creating the person that I'm supposed to be here today. And the awesome thing about that is that so many times people think that it's their responsibility to clean their self up. And that's religion. And religion is not what Jesus came here for. Jesus came here for a relationship. And it's awesome that through love and through his word, how much change can take place. And the Bible says that transformation comes by the renewing of your mind. All right? And I think it's such an awesome thing that when you finally get truth down into your mind, truth down into you, you realize who you truly are. And it's such a blessing to know who I truly am, because you said now, you went to those parties and you said like, man, I don't even feel comfortable here. This ain't who I am. Yeah. This was the fake me, and now I know that I'm walking into who I truly am. All this fakeness kind of feels uncomfortable around me. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And I think it's awesome too, is that because it's not your responsibility. Because if it was your responsibility, you probably would have kept doing. If you would, I don't know, you could explain that for yourself, but you would probably be doing the same things that you were doing last year, doing this year. Yeah, if we could just have it our way. And I'm not saying that, you know, cause I'm year after year I made stupid decisions, and I'm, you know, if God didn't change my life and do something dramatic in my life, I would still be doing the same stuff I was doing. I'm sure Dev could say yes to that too, man.
Because there's a difference in the things that you love and the difference that you need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The things you need may not necessarily be things, or things that you love may not be things that you need. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I love drinking. You know what I mean? I loved smoking weed, but I realized that to help me in my life, you know what I mean, and the person I needed to pursue to be, I didn't need it. You know what I mean? Like, I still find myself, like, I'll get off work, like, man, I want to smoke a blunt. You know what I mean? But it's like, man, I don't need that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I find myself at ease for once. You know what I mean? I remember at one point in my life, waking up one day thinking, I ain't got no money for no drugs, man. I ain't even gonna wake up. And I remember sleeping for like a week straight because I didn't have no money to get high. And I found myself today like, man, I wake up in the morning, you know, don't nobody have to wake me up. I get up ready for work and I sit there for an hour waiting on, you know what I mean, my ride to go to work. And like it just, you know what I mean, I finally feel good about myself, you know what I mean?
Man, awesome.
From going from a person who didn't even want to conversate unless I was high, you know what I mean? Didn't want to do nothing unless I had some drugs to get me going, to a person that don't need them at all, you know what I mean? Like that's a big step for me, you know what I mean? Like a big step. I feel myself changing big time. So
yeah, that's awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy because God will put people and circumstances in your life, and he'll deliver his word to you through a crack dealer. He'll deliver his word to you through someone that you don't even know, or through church, or through his word, or you know. But that truth, it finally gets to you, and you're like, you have that light turn on all of a sudden. You know what? I'm better than this. Mm-hmm. I'm better than this. I could do more than this. I think I'm gonna think bigger than the block. Yeah. And man, that's awesome. That's really encouraging to hear. And it also too, man, I just want to tell you that it's because, you know, it's God's plan for your life, so you don't gotta worry about, you don't gotta worry about what's happening tomorrow. It's God's responsibility. And I was telling you about that earlier too, is that the transformation that we are looking for comes with that truth. And once the truth gets inside of us and we serve this truth, that's where, you know, the Bible says, you know, you should know the truth and the truth should set you free. And the thing about it is, like, yeah, I know weed's bad for me. I know drink is bad. That's true. But just because it's true don't make I'm not going to do it. I have to serve this truth. That transformation that I'm looking for. And it's like the prodigal son, man. I don't know if you know about that dude, the prodigal son, but he lived a crazy lifestyle. The Bible said a riotous lifestyle. I mean, And all the word, you know, riotous. That dude had a riotous. There was no other time in the Bible that I can think of that it said riotous, but that brother right there, I know he was crazy. So, but yeah, he did all kinds of crazy things, and then yeah, he like you said, he came to himself and said, you know what, I'm better. Yeah. I'm better, and it's that change, man. It's making up your mind. It is flat out making up your mind. The things that go into our mind make such a big difference. And I was talking to Devin about this the other day. You know, I see it in my cousin. My cousin used to be a big partier and this and that, but then she came down to Herbalife. And I know this establishment was a God thing. I know it was, man. Cause I mean, how many people, Devin? How many people's lives changed since this place been here?
I don't know, man. Hopefully quite a bit. I think enough to, you know, to sit down and really calculate it would take some time. I think it was
countless lives, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people going and working out. You know what I'm saying? I see them running around town now, and people are. But it's not that they realize I had an unhealthy body, but more than their unhealthy body changing, I recognize their unhealthy mind has changed. Yeah. They have confidence now in themselves. Your mind plays a big difference. And if all we listen to is trash, then all we can produce out of us is trash. It is. Yeah. The same excuse that we give for the reason that we are. Bro, what you expect from me, man? This is all I know. That's exactly it. That's all you know. And that's the same excuse for you why you do the things the bad that you do is the same reason that you can give for the change that's about to take place in your life. It's that you gotta learn how to do things differently, in a different way. I used to think it'd be all brainwashed, and that's for them crazy people. That's for them religious folks. And nah, it ain't, man. I promise it ain't. I promise it ain't. It's for the here and now, and it's for the people of today. It really is, man. Your head makes a big difference. So, anybody got anything else to say before we wrap this up?
Yeah, man.
You good?
That's it, man.
That's it.
Latest from Dylan.
So what's one thing somebody learned? Did anybody learn anything here today? Could you like share, like conclude a little bit of what you learned?
Yeah. Do you want?
One thing I learned today, Jay, is you know, like you said, you gotta everything that just now, like you said. I mean, is one of the biggest things. Is anything I'm putting into my mind or my soul is more than likely going to be the same stuff that I speak and comes out of my mouth and my mind, if not my actions. So I was listening to a Christian radio station the other day, and it said take the 30-day challenge of just listening to nothing but Christian music for 30 days. Yeah. I have nothing against Christian music. It's just I always grew up listening to mainstream or rap or hip hop, and so it's difficult for me to change that mindset. But after you saying that was just like the cap on I'm gonna do it. You know, just I'm gonna do it, and that's just kind of, it might be a little not so-called setback, but a little dedication is going to be put into it to do it. But I know for a fact it'll be life-changing. Yeah. You know, so I know that anything that I'm surrounding myself with, as far as audio, visuals, spiritually, it's got to be nothing but positive. So that's what I got out of tonight.
Amen, bro.
It was the last second of the night. I got it.
You got anything you want to say, man?
I learned that I ain't gotta worry no more. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I saw myself changing, but until tonight, I didn't really realize how much I had grown up. You know what I mean? So like, you know, now that I look back, I can see God, you know, like kind of guiding me away from the old way that I used to be. You know what I mean? So like, you know, robbing people, stuff like that, it's over. You know what I mean? I'm a new person. You know? I'm ready to grow up. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I got out of tonight. That I'm growing up.
Amen, bro. Dang, that's good. Well, you spit some knowledge tonight, man. For real, you did. I was